RPGD 2021, what about the other words? So I'll talk to you about the words of day 23, 24, 25. I'll try to be brief because there's a lot to say. Yeah, I already talk about the main words into a PDF search that I've been doing. So now let's talk about the other words. Innovation. A lot of innovation has been made on role-playing games, especially since 10 years maybe. But, you know, role-playing games themselves is an innovation in the world of hobbies. But I do take innovations as a very good thing, okay? I may not be fond of some of the newer games with new kind of play, new approach and all that, but I'm quite open-minded in checking them out because there are lots of good innovations that inspires me and just refine my way to do role-playing games. I do come back with my cherished role-playing games that I've been running since a long time, but I feel that I just do them better, and some ideas I can tell you that came from some recent innovations and it's doing good. So yeah, that's what I had to say. Next, quick, I'll talk to you about a character, my brother. It was in the first few years I was doing role-playing games. He made a thief in Redbox Dungeons and Dragons. It was called Quick. He was a bothering and you couldn't really predict what he was doing. He was an unpredictable character. That's pretty much what I remember, but I remember that we laughed a lot with him. And he had a way with drawing, he was able to draw his character. He had, he could draw a cartoonish type of character, and he draw the Quick character. He was, he was strange, okay? He had a mullet, some bald part on his head, He was quite unique. The only thing I remember that we laughed a lot with Quick. So yeah. Next, surprise. I'm hard to surprise, to tell you the truth. If you want to make me a gift related to role-playing games, with the internet, you're aware of everything if you're interested into that. So, I was hard to surprise, but once someone surprised me. It was 20 years ago. The girlfriend I had back then made me a surprise. I didn't have much money, but Dungeons and Dragons 3rd edition was around. It was high, and I was looking for a campaign, and I had an eye on, the Elric Stormbringer book that was out, but didn't have enough money to get it. So nearby was where she was living when she was in university, there was a role-playing, a hobby shop. And the book was there, so she decided to take her own money and buy me the book. So someday, it wasn't even my birthday or anything, she just handed me the book. She wrapped it, and here's a surprise, just for you. So when I, unwrapped the gift, I saw the book, Dragon Lords of Melibone. I was so glad she had surprised me. And it was quite a good surprise. It was a useful one because it became my only real campaign I ran with Dungeons and Dragons 3rd edition. So that book was very useful, so I'm thanking her for this surprise. Yes, that was good. Share is part of role-playing game, okay? It's it's quality for a good player. The ability to share. The ability to appreciate, share, and generate sharing. Okay, you have to share. Okay, you are sharing a moment around the table, and also that you have to share your time while you're playing. Okay, right? Everyone has the right to shine, to take their place, to manifest themselves in the game, to do something. So you have to share your time because. You have sometimes to refrain yourself just to let other players have good ideas and bring them. So sharing is part of role-playing game. Sharing is part of a good quality a game master should, not a game master, but game master and players alike should have. Yes, sharing is highly important. Share. Ancient. Just put the word ancient into a fantasy game, and then you level up the value of what you're talking about. All right. Yeah, Are you visiting a ruin or an ancient ruin? You know, you put the word ancient and it suddenly it evokes something that is greater than yourself. You know, in ancient time, gods were walking the world, and what else? They were walking around your world, and there was powerful magic, and it was before the great cataclysm or war or anything. All right, so it was all about that. So yeah, ancient is a kind of it's a fun word to put into your game. It's a fun word to incorporate. So yeah, so it kind of levels up whatever you are talking about. So yeah, solve. It's fun to see the player solve mystery without them knowing it. You're a game master behind your screen. You have all, you know, the mystery in front of your eyes, and then suddenly the players talking with each other are exactly saying what you have written, but they don't know about this. And it's fun to do it. You know, it's fun to see that, you know, because often they don't. It's not now that they have to, you know, valid their hypothesis. Okay, they still have to check this out, to go somewhere to check if their mystery solved has been done. But it's fun to see them, you know, solve them in advance. Or it can be a tool. You know that they have the solution, and yeah, maybe it will shorten the adventure a little too much. They seem to enjoy the adventure, so you can change a little your stuff, you know, change some parameters, or have a rival group of adventurers who have also solved the mystery and they want to get there before players. So yeah, there's many ways to juggle with that. But yeah, basically it's fun to see the players solve a mystery before they need to. Right? Tradition. We still have to remember where role-playing game is coming from. Role-playing game is a game. It's about having fun. Okay, traditionally you have a game master and players. I know there's a lots of game, you know, narrative, you know, and sharing narrativeness, and okay, and all sorts of new games that often claims to fix problems that there was before in that kind of game, but there was no problems. Okay, the only problem you know, the only problem is players not agreeing on the way to play. Okay, there is, you know, the main ingredient that might be a problem is the people around the table. But if they do agree on the way to play, you know, they will have fun. So just don't forget where this game is coming from. You have a game master with lots of, you know, agency on his shoulders, and the players are there. And often, and I heard that, it was Ivan that said that, but often you just want to sit down and roll some dice. Okay, you just want to kill orcs. Okay, and it's part of the fun. So yeah, traditionally is that, and traditionally once in a while, even if you are towards the newest role-playing games, I'm sure in deep down into you want to get to that place, okay, where you just want to be in a traditional game where you roll the dice and kill orcs. Yeah, fresh. I must say that there's an author since 2 years I've been reading. It's a French author. You heard me talk about him in the role, you know, right now in RPG-AD. If you have followed some of my RPG-AD presentation, I talk about some of his games. He's called John Grumpf, and yeah, so John Grumpf, I really appreciate the guy, what he's writing. It's you know, it's a breath of fresh air. That's where freshness comes. Okay, there's a lot of new games, you know, new ways, and you know, and I feel sometimes when I read that there's something heavy about them, and you know, do I want to go that way? And you know what I'm searching for? It's a game that talks to me, and to tell the truth, John Grumpf is talking to me. That guy, you know, his way, his approach role-playing really resonates into what kind of game I want to do. I might not try every one of his games. I have lots of his game, but you know, I just like to read them and to see what is his approach, what are his arguments in order to make this game this way, and how does he deal with that. And you know, it's a great pleasure to read this guy. So it's really a breath of fresh air. When I read that, you know, I feel lighter. I feel like having wings. Okay. Right. And box. You know, role-playing games came in the 80s. There was lots of box set. There still is box set, but you know the pleasure of opening the box. Back then there was no internet, so you have to discover, you open the box and you had to discover what was inside. Okay, so it was kind of a treasure chest. So you know, you open your red Dungeons and Dragons box, there was this red book. I had the Moldvay version and the B2 module, and you have those dice that you have to color the numbers in it to see them. I had this Marvel Superheroes Advanced Set box, where you know, with the player's guide, the GM's guide, a map, miniatures, all the superheroes, you know, character sheet on a card, and yeah, that big map and all that. So yeah, box set is fun. I did offer to my son 2 box sets in the recent years, 2 box sets for role-playing games. The first one is a French game called The Start, which is an introductory role-playing game for younger players, okay? And it's a very neat game, okay? In that you have the rule book, which is very simple, the special dice, because it comes with special dice, you have some sort of a game master screen, and 10 short adventures in 10 different settings to make the players go between different settings and see what they like. So it's a very generous box. And I also offered him the box, this is the introductory Fantasy Flight Games Star Wars box for The Force Awakens. And yeah, very generous box. You know, the character sheets, the special dice. You know, most of you have bought many of you have bought, you know, the introductory box, let's say for Edge of the Empire, and it's the kind of the same package. It's worth it. So box are fun. It's fun to have box to open, having the air right into it. Yeah, that's what I had to say. So stay tuned. There's still 3 days left for the other words, the other prompts for RPG 2021. See you guys. Bye.